Hey there, guys. We're going to look at all the major pod figures that were shown off and revealed at the panel. They actually had their own panel here at San Diego Comic-Con. Of course, here to show off their major bendies, their big rubber guys. And then they also said that we were getting another toy line. If you watch the podcast, they revealed that aside from the bendies and the big rubber guys, we would be getting another line. And so we figured what that is at the panel. So let's get straight into it so we can get through all of it. First up, this is going to be a ringside exclusive Nick Nemeth major bendy, and I think this looks very cool. And then there's a Matt Cardona right there with the Zack Ryder inspired looking gear. SDL is going to be getting her third major bendy in the line. Very cool. And then you see this. Honestly, don't even ask me what this is. I don't know. All I know is it has something to do with J. Silent Bob, which I also know nothing about that. So, yeah, I don't know. It looks like Jesus. That's all I can say. So let's move on from that and go over to the major bendies, Andre the Giant. As you can see here, he's in the nice blue gear. And then it looks like there's going to be a Wrestling Collector Shop exclusive in just the regular black gear. So that's a very cool addition to the major bendies line. Going to be nice to see how they scale him with the others. Of course, Swoggle has a major bendy, so it'll be nice to kind of get some diversity in size. Next up is one that's just completely surprised me when I saw it. I'm like, dude, what? It's a Jeremy Padoyer major bendy. I could have never guessed this. But yeah, I do think it's pretty cool to have him. You move on, and this looks great. This figure just looks amazing. Mance Warner, he's coming with the GCW title. He's all bloodied up. This just looks great. I'm very excited for this major bendy. Not only that, they also showed us some Chronic figures. Right here, of course, you got the Brian Clark figure. And there's the Brian Adams figure. I do think these Chronic figures look very, very good. Of course, in their matching attires. Now let's look at some big rubber guys. First up, you take a look at this Harley Race figure. And I actually like this one. I think this one looks very cool. But this one I like even more. This one just looks so great. Completely nails everything with the Brooklyn Brawler. You got the cigar in his mouth, of course, in his signature attire. This is great. And speaking of greatness, look at this Jeff Hardy big rubber, guys. Nice and colorful. I mean, we know this about Jeff Hardy. His figures just look so good on display, and this one's not going to be any different. This one's going to look amazing. Next up, this seems to be a Wrestling Collector Shop exclusive as well. This is kind of just your regular Ric Flair in the regular red gear. So this definitely gets the job done for just your regular Ric Flair to be on display. I really like this. And then you got right there what just seems to be a regular line big rubber guys. A Ric Flair in the blue gear with the big gold. And then you got Macho King coming with the crown and the scepter. This looks like it's also going to be a Wrestling Collector Shop exclusive. But this one looks great. I really love how this figure looks. And then we get a big rubber guy of Danhausen. I believe that this figure looks nice as well. Then you move on. We're getting some more big rubber guys of Matt and Brian. And take a look at Matt Cardona. That looks great. So toyetic. Coming with the Internet Championship, the crown, the glasses. It just looks very cool. I really like how that figure looks. Then even Brian Myers looks amazing. Looks just like him. And it's in his more updated attire now that he's with the system. And then we get a big rubber guy of Sergeant Slaughter. And then they let us look at some upcoming big rubber guys. And this just gets me excited. Look at the top right there. The Rock and Roll Express have signed. They are going to be getting big rubber guys figures. These are going to look so cool. We already know all the major pods figures that they have released. They all sign very, very well. So I'm going to try and get these two and get them autographed. There you see Bad News Brown. I think that's a cool one. That's a figure you're not going to see every day. There's Haku, Coco Beware. Coco Beware could just look so cool. I know with how good they are with their poses, they'll have his arm out with the bird on it and everything. It'll look great. And then Missy Hyatt. We don't have a lot of stuff from Missy Hyatt, so this will be a very, very cool figure to add to the collection. But they're not done. Look at the left side. All coming in 2025. We'll just go straight down. Of course, Missy Hyatt, as we already said. Haku, Tonga Kid, Earl Hebner, Bad News Allen, The Rock, and Roll Express. What I'm most excited for. Coco Beware, Arn Anderson, and many more. Very, very cool. This just gets me really hyped up for those Rock and Roll Express figures. Now let's move on. The Big Rubber guys are showing off something newer that we haven't seen yet. And this is the iconic poses that they're going to be having. It looks like they're going to be calling this line Major Moments. And so this is very cool. This is, of course, Randy Savage's signature elbow drop. And there's no telling what we're going to get in the upcoming future. I think this could be a cool line. But this is what they were talking about when they said a new figure line. They are going to be starting Major Stars. It looks like their arms will be able to move up and down. And so, yeah, this is very interesting. Something we've never seen before. But I do think that this matte figure looks very good. And there's the Brian Myers. This one looks great as well. And then, of course, you gotta have the Macho Man. He's got the glasses and everything. I do think this one looks cool. And then they ended off showing the Major Stars with Danhausen. Very cool.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry, he's in the Major Bendies line. This is so cool. This is his first ever figure. This will probably be a top seller for them. What a smart idea to make a figure of him. Hoping we have more of him to come. I want to get some 6-inch scaled figures, maybe from Power Town, something like that. I just want a Joe Hendry figure. But yeah, this is nice. Great job from all the guys over there at the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Everybody over there at Knick that's making the Major Bendies and everything possible. You guys know who it is. Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, everything working hard, and they got us some nice reveals here, and they showed us some stuff to get excited for. So yeah, I'm excited. The company Major Bendies is doing very well right now. Figures are looking great. So yeah, I'm excited.